Avocado season has arrived and the deep greens of the rainforest announce this abundant time.
It's so overgrown.
We wander through the valleys where the grand orchards sit heavy with fruit and we harvest. Our grandparents planted this tree, probably more than 60 years ago, and now it towers over us. Its branches stretch so far, and as I climb up, I think of myself as a child doing the same. From up high in its branches, everything glows in the morning sun, and avocados stretch as far as you can see. The fruit are so creamy, and I don't know if I've seen a single tree that produces so much fruit. This tree is always a reminder of the potential of growth. Our grandparents moved to the rainforest 60 years ago to start a new life and live connected to nature, growing their own food and learning from there. I wish that they could see that their tree grew from a single seed into a tall, stretching giant full of abundant fruit. And that their vision of an alternative life grew. And now, 3 generations later, we are still fed by the meaning of their actions. These fruits are like gifts that transcend through time. As we pick them, we imagine all of those who have been fed by this tree and its nourishment. The fruit remind us that a small seed can grow so large. This is the beginning of our avocado season, and it normally lasts from April until November if we harvest carefully, considering each tree and its benefits. This is a fuerte tree, and they are the first to ripen, but we have countless varieties growing in the valleys, ridges, and mountains. We're moving into fruit season, and every week brings a new harvest. These are the first kiwis, and we're so excited for a long season of these fresh fruit.
They're getting big. Yeah, there's so many. It's here. It's gonna be a heavy basket. What are you planning on making with the kiwis? I want to make a raw cake using like a something slice. Oh, that's a nice idea.
These autumn mornings are calm. We walk the goats to a new paddock and they get excited at the thought of all the new grass going to seed, trotting with joy. They've been extra naughty this week and have found a route to escape from one paddock into the back bush of the farm. Then they walk for kilometres over a whole mountain and back around to escape into another paddock. Then, after spending the day there, they jump that fence into a neighbour's garden. So we have more than a few fences that need mending. I hope that they'll get less naughty once they get out of the habit, and they'll be happy to just explore the vast paddocks that we put them in. But who knows with goats? The warm autumn sun inspires us to plant more trees, and we imagine this small sapling in our hands one day growing grand and tall like our grandparents' avocado. Planting a tree here on the edge of the mango orchard lets us constantly be reminded of the beauty of nature and the nourishment of fruit. So we dig and plant, and mostly we imagine.
This will be such a beautiful mulberry tree here. They're actually really amazing. We kind of have this plan to plant them in each paddock all the way around the farm because their leaves are really good fodder for the goats and sheep, and they kind of grow abundantly, and you have to prune them in the dry season when the goats and sheep really need more food. So they're kind of this perfect tree. And so we're picturing we plant it near the fence here and it'll lean over, and then we can chop the branches off and drop it down to the happy goats.
Maggie and Moth are gonna love it.
Yeah, they go crazy for mulberry leaves.
This pomegranate's already growing so well here, and this is a little fenced off orchard area, so we're gonna keep planting it up with different trees where the goats and sheep can't eat them. The thousands of magical fruit trees were planted by our grandparents and tended by our parents. When we lost our dad suddenly, we realised that it was our time to care for the land, continuing to plant trees for the generations to come. We wrote a book telling the story of why we chose to live this life in the rainforest. We write about the struggles, the hardships, the beauty and the joy. It feels like such an honour to share these stories with you. You can buy it through the link in our description or in bookstores around the world. It's been raining at night, but not in the day, so we normally wake up to a thick mist dancing in the hills. Even though I'm sleepy in the morning, I love to go for a little walk and feel the light on my face. I think it's so important to feel the first and last light of the day. Being out in nature lets your body move to the pulse of the day and night. The days are getting shorter now, and I love to really feel this change and understand it, seeing the sun rise slightly later each day. Its scoop a little lower, spreading horizontal sunbeams through the rainforest. Julia's favourite time is the dry season, but I love the wet hot summer, so I'm already missing it a little. But this morning routine lets me remember those special seasonal aspects that only come with this time of year. The soft light, or the way that the mist rises as the sun hits the cold earth, or the last stretching growth reaching outwards. These moments make me so excited for the beautiful season ahead.
Misty mornings have to be my favourite thing in the world. I don't know about you, Cloud. Every time that the mist comes, I run outside and I go for a little walk, and I normally like to bring the ducks with me because they love it too.
Happy and snug, the tiny ducklings are not so tiny anymore. They are big and loud and so full of character.
Come on!
They have never seen themselves in a mirror, so I assume that they both probably don't understand how quirky a duo they are, and they probably just imagine that they look exactly like the other one. They like to come to the garden with me, but lately they eat more plants than they do bugs. There are so many dahlias blooming at the moment. It's amazing, they're so colourful. I'm excited, this is kind of the last of the dahlia season. It's about to get a little too cold for them, so I'm going to collect all of the tubers from the ground. And I'm going to try to mark which ones are which, and then I can separate them and make more tubers and make more dahlia plants next year. It's a whole thing that I don't really know much about, but I'm excited because I love them so much, so I want to make as many as I can. Dahlia tubers are kind of like potatoes in the way that they grow in the ground and then you can separate them and create more. And they're originally from Mexico, I think, and that area kind of has a lot of things that grow really well in this area because it's such a similar climate. So we grow a lot of things from that specific region, but also there's a lot of weeds that come from that region, so that can be terrible. So we have to be careful to understand what grows well and what grows too well.
don't want it now. What about you?
In hindsight, teaching them to eat flowers is not a good idea because now they're probably going to jump the fence to the garden. Aren't you?